Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of the Murphy Street Podcast, where we invite you to come in, enjoy some of those childhood memories that made life so good back in the day. My name is Murphy. I'll be the host for this evening's podcast. I'm joined today by my fellow hosters. I got my man Bronson. Bronson, tell everybody what's up.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Also joining us on the phone is the other gentleman that joins us pretty regularly, CeeLo. Tell everybody what's up.
Hey, what's up?
So if you're new to Murphy Street, once again, we do invite you to come in and just enjoy some of those great childhood memories. Let's all escape this craziness that we're living in day to day. You know, that part where we just forget what day it is because it's so mundane. And we invite you to just have a good time. So having said that, before the rules at Murphy Street are simple. Shoes and slippers at the door. Come inside. Let's talk stories. Before I get started today, I definitely wanted to shout out right now for those of you who are watching live and for anybody who might see this. I wanted to shout out my people that always hook me up with gear. Savages, the Savs brand. I don't know if you guys. Oh, Bronson, you've seen me wear it before. It's that Indian head thing. I'm wearing one that says Local Savage or no Island Savage. I put it on my story post today on Instagram. And I wanted to shout them out because they're one of my unofficial sponsors of this podcast. You know, like I said, they always keep me in some fresh gear. So, Mike, if you guys are looking for some cool gear, they got great tank tops, amazing basketball shorts, just some fire products to check out. So, savs.co, once again, savs.co. All right, now moving on. How have you guys been, man? I feel like it's been forever since we actually hopped on or got to talk to each other. I know we shot some messages here and there throughout the week, but how's things been, guys?
Pretty good.
All right.
Taking it one day at a time, right?
I was going to say, please don't elaborate.
Yeah, no.
I was joking. Bronson, elaborate. What do you mean pretty good? What have you been doing?
I mean, it's pretty much the same each week. Nothing really else to do other than housework and binge watching TV shows, eating, sleeping.
Binge watching. Okay, what you been binge watching? What have you been binge watching?
You know, interestingly, I just finished watching the People versus O.J. Simpson.
Ooh.
You know, Tiger King got me. I guess it was like one of the recommendations to watch that, so I was like, you know what, I might as well binge watch this. Pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so you recommend it?
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Cool.
If you're into like murder cases and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Wait,
definitely.
Wait, O.J. Simpson is associated with a murder case? I'm joking.
It's the one that they showed on FX. It was basically like a like a biopic almost. It was like, I think it was like 7 or 10 episodes.
Nice.
And
it was like a little mini series they had on there. A few years ago. But I mean, the acting and everything was superb. Like Ryan Murphy casted like the right people to play.
Oh, wait a minute! This is a dramatization.
What's that?
This is a dramatization. This isn't like a documentary or docuseries or something like that.
No, it's a drama. Yeah, it's a drama.
All right. You just lost my interest, Bronson.
Jr. as OJ, John Travolta as Shapiro, and the guy from Friends. What is his name? Ross.
Oh yeah,
Ross
Schwimmer, David Schwimmer.
He plays Robert Kardashian. Yeah, David Schwimmer. Sorry, not Ross.
Did you say Robert Kardashian? He's in this.
His character. He plays Robert Kardashian in the movie, in the show.
Wow. I didn't realize he was even associated to the OJ trial. Well, good to know. I will definitely keep that in mind. CeeLo, what have you been up to?
Pretty much just housework, a little bit of Animal Crossing, and then I'm rewatching a lot of the Star Wars movies and animated series, to be honest. I'm almost done with Rebels. I rewatched Clone Wars already. So kind of going back through everything to look up old Easter eggs, and just because I used to like the shows.
Nice. I'm not going to lie, CeeLo. It sounds like you're doing housework right now. Are you doing dishes while we're podcasting, man?
No, that was me.
Bronson is washing rice while we're podcasting. Fantastic. That's a first. What was that, B? What was that, Bronson?
Oh no, sorry, I made a smoothie before the podcast started, so I had to go wash the blender.
I'm sorry, we're gonna say this one more time. You made a smoothie before the podcast started. This all-male cast podcast. Oh, I'm sorry. And, again, joining us again tonight is my lovely wife, Hilani, who will stay off camera with her Corona face. But she is also interested, Bronson. What kind? Was it a strawberry banana smoothie? What did we make here, sweetie?
I had to improvise with what we had at the house. So I had strawberries. We had a little bit of alcohol.
Hey, okay. All right. Smoothie is accepted now. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what we wanted to hear.
Alcoholic smoothie.
Alcoholic smoothie. We'll call it a Corona smoothie, but that's fine. All right. So earlier in the week, guys, we kind of text back and forth because it was a total bummer when it happened and when it came across on Twitter. And it absolutely, we shot the messages to each other because we knew that it was pertinent to us. It was pertinent to the show. We are all avid Marvel and, Star Wars, anything that you can think of that would be be present at the Star Wars San Diego Comic-Con. The San Diego Comic-Con. On Friday, they announced that the first time in, 50 years, CeeLo? The first time in 50 years, they're going to be canceling it?
Yes, sir. 50 years.
50 years, yep.
Man, that, you see, and that kind of sucks as far as going back to show exactly what it is that this Corona thing is doing to us. It's like changing, it's displacing all the things that we're used to. What's up, Wills? We hope you and the fam is good too. It's always good to see you, brother. But like the Comic-Con is like a mainstay, especially the San Diego Comic-Con. Like if you are a nerd of any capacity, all we have to say is SDCC and you're turning your head. Am I right?
You're right.
So it's just an absolute bummer. Now, CeeLo, have you ever been to a San Diego Comic-Con?
I have not.
Nor have
I.
I.
I was supposed to go. My vacation got denied, and I won't say what company I worked for, but it was slightly disheartening that I had to sell my ticket.
Oh,
Jimmy
yes.
Gods, we're not in your favor.
Yes, no, yeah, I have heard of these vacation gods that do not work well for people, and I'm sorry that you got denied. But I do know someone on the call right now who has been to the San Diego Comic-Con, huh, Bronx?
No, I haven't.
What?
I've been to D23, not Comic-Con.
Oh, man, did you never want to go to Comic-Con?
But no, I've never been to a San Diego Comic-Con in my life. I'd like to, but I haven't been to one.
What's so funny is neither have I, but they did have a WonderCon out in Anaheim when I was working there, and someone there said that it felt like it was exactly the same as the Comic-Con in San Diego. It was amazing. And the crazy thing is, of course, that the Anaheim Convention Center is literally directly across the street from the backside of California Adventure, right? So, like, I'm going to work, and on my way to work at Disneyland, on the left side of the road, you have all these cosplay people, and they're all dressed up. They all, I saw Sailor Moon. There was some goth-looking characters, but it's just amazing. And to think that is that kind of pales in comparison to what San Diego Comic-Con is, because that's like the godfather of all the Comic-Cons, right?
Yep.
So let's say that, well, the one thing that I wanted to make sure that we told everybody, because my man CeeLo brought it to our attention, is even though they will not be having the Comic-Con, more than likely they will be selling the merchandise that you probably would have been able to purchase at Comic-Con. And CeeLo, what drew you to that potential conclusion?
I mean, I'm hoping they are, because I actually just ordered online a Star Wars Boba Fett Funko from, I believe it was WonderCon. It was also canceled, I believe. So I'm hoping, well, not hoping, because it's kind of a, not great situation to be in, that,
right.
Hopefully they had all of this stuff prepared and they'll still release it somehow.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just being optimistic, and I'm hoping everything gets released.
Well, that's the cast member in you. So, yes, remain optimistic. Having said that, a lot of times they'll leak stuff beforehand. Was there anything that you were looking forward to getting, CeeLo?
From SDCC, no. I usually kind of like to be surprised and kind of go after stuff as it gets released. So there's certain things I don't like to look for. Even though I'm one of the worst spoiler givers, I do not like to receive merchandise spoilers. With movies, I'm all right. For merchandise spoilers, I kind of like to be surprised.
Nice. So, Bronze, I mean, I know that we saw some stuff from Black Series. I don't know if any of it was Comic-Con releases. Do you know, or was there anything that you were looking forward to getting?
I mean, I haven't seen or heard anything as far as the leaks that have we've seen being any con exclusives.
Uh-huh.
But I am looking forward to more of the original trilogy figures, such as the was it the Ewok?
Oh yes, the Ewoks.
Admiral Akbar in the white suit.
Yes, the original trilogy Akbar. Yeah, totally. But was that going to be a Comic-Con exclusive, or
just those? I'm not sure if they announced it or not, but they just said that that's the figures that are coming out in the future. So I really don't know what exclusives are going to be what, or who's going to be selling them, or what exclusives they're pertaining to.
All right. Well, I mean, again, that's sad news. It absolutely bummed us out for us to hear that Comic-Con wasn't going to be on. But hey. On the brighter side, we'll see if any of the merch, because I'm going to be honest, I've been to a couple Comic-Cons, a couple of the Honolulu Comic-Cons, and I literally I don't know that I bought anything from any of my adventures there. Honey, did I ever buy anything from Comic-Con?
Yeah, we bought our beautiful...
Oh, yes.
Shall I go get it?
As a matter of fact, honey, you purchased that, right?
Did I?
Yeah, you purchased it. So we did get a beautiful, like a hand-drawn piece from one of the artists there. It was of T'Challa, right? And Wonder Woman, kind of like saluting each other. And it's funny because, of course, Hiilani has drawn some similarities to one Wonder Woman. And well, I just like the Black Panther. I don't look like Chadwick Boseman or anything like that. And thank God I don't, because I don't know. Have you guys seen Chadwick Boseman lately? You guys?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Hiilani. I had to show Hiilani when I saw
pictures that were out recently.
You guys. Bronson, did you see?
Wasn't he in that action thriller movie recently?
Buddy, he's not in any kind of movie right now. He's like disappearing in sight right now. Like I don't know he's evaporating. I don't know what's happening to him. He's just turning super skinny. He looks like a giant head on like a frame of bones.
It looks really bad.
And it's scary. Like I want to start a GoFundMe page, like feed T'Challa, like I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. And it's funny because nobody really talks about it. He did a couple Twitter posts and I was just like, ooh, goodness. Like what's going on, Chadwick? Yeah. And somebody even posted, somebody said that Chadwick Boseman was on the same thing that 50 Cent was on, and I had no idea that 50 Cent was kind of in a bad ways as well. He was also emaciated, really skin and bones looking. So sad. As a matter of fact, he looked like, like one of those little weeds from Ursula's Garden, the poor unfortunate souls. That's what he looked like to me.
It seemed like he lost a lot.
Yeah, it was like unhealthily so as far as what he lost.
It looks like a chronic.
Yeah. All right. So sorry guys. Sorry to tangentialize so much. But moving on. What I wanted to talk about was, of course, something that probably would have popped up at the Comic-Cons one day because I feel like it's worth discussing. And it is the fact that I am now a big Spider-Man fan, and I will say that it's in part thanks to Tom Holland, I like him as a character. I want to say that I don't think CeeLo was too thrilled with him as a character. I think you like Tobey Maguire better, right? Is that right? If I remember correctly, CeeLo?
No, it was the opposite. I really despised Tobey Maguire.
Okay, good. You're like me.
Andrew Garfield.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I like Tom Holland. What about you? Where do you stand? Do you like Tom Holland or do you prefer Tobey Maguire? Is that his name? Tobey Maguire? Yeah. Yeah. Bronson?
I like Tom Holland, actually. I didn't really care for Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Spider-Man. He was a little too emo
Yeah, well, and to make matters worse, I don't even know the name of the guy who did the Amazing Spider-Man. What was his name? I know CeeLo would know. CeeLo's like, he's that guy. So go, CeeLo. Wasn't
it Andrew Garfield or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so I
wasn't even a big fan of his.
I didn't even see any of the Amazing Spider-Mans. Hey, Kahala. So what I wanted to bring to the panel right now is, as of this point, there have been 8 big screen iterations of the Spider-Man movie, and I will name them for you. All right? So in no particular order, there has been Spider-Man 2, there's been Homecoming, right? Okay, so how's this? We'll do it in order of in order of actors, or most recent, as far as I can tell. All right, so we'll say that it was Far From Home, Homecoming, Into the Spider-Verse, and yes, we will count it even though it is animated. There was Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man, and then the 3 Spider-Man iterations that were done by Tobey Maguire. All right, so now what I want to bring to the table right now, because you gentlemen all are very well respected in the nerd community, I want to know which are your top 3 movies of the Spider-Mans.
Okay, I'll start with that. It's got to be the 2 Tom Holland Spider-Mans, Homecoming and Far From Home, and then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I could not believe how much I actually liked that.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm really looking forward to the sequel they're supposed to be working on, because I think they developed a lot of really cool characters, and I felt like the way they did the animation, it wasn't over the top comic book style, but
it was
I feel
great.
like they used it very, very smartly. Not like one of the old Hulk movies, I think, where they just kind of did the box screens and everything. I felt like Into the Spider-Verse, they actually used the comic book features very wisely.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I completely agree with that, and I do want to come back to and talk about Into the Spider-Verse. So, which one is your number 1, number 2, and number 3? Go and how's about this? 3, 2, 1, go. What was that? Which was what?
3, 2, 1, pretty much in reverse order from what I started. I'd say Far From Home was 3. Spider-Verse was 3, Far From Home, and then Homecoming.
Interesting.
Is number 1.
So you thought Homecoming was better than Far From Home?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's the original with Tom Holland. I like the characters they made.
You don't have to defend yourself. I was just clarifying.
Yeah, I like the first one. I also like Michael Keaton a lot. I like his characters. I kind of like how they left the after credits scene, even though they didn't build upon that one too much in Far From Home. How they set up Scorpion also. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, to think that Michael Keaton as Vulture will be making a cameo in the Morbius movie, I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to tie in as well. So cool, I like that list, CeeLo. It's a respectable list. It is not completely congruent with mine, but if it makes you feel any better, you're just missing 1 in your top 3 from my top 3. All right, what about you, Bronx?
For me, I think pretty much similar to CeeLo's. I liked Far From Home and then Homecoming. The only difference I have is I liked it. I like Spider-Man in Endgame, even though he vanished. But, that's the order that I like the movies in.
Okay, wait. Did you say Spider-Man in Endgame?
Mm-hmm.
Bronson.
Endgame, yeah.
Bronson, stay on the topic. I gave you 8. Stop trying to go out and add your own. You have 8 choices. That was not one of them.
Well, I had to be different somehow.
Yeah, well, you nailed it. Now come back and conform, please.
Oh, man.
Just one more.
Well,
What's
I didn't really care for the Amazing Spider-Man. I would say maybe the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man would be my third.
Okay.
Only because that was like our first time we actually got to see like a good version of Spider-Man. You know, not like in a spandex looking.
Yeah,
totally. And,
okay.
So I guess that'll be my official ranking.
And again, that is a respectable one. Thank you for conforming. Honey, do you want to get in on this? You got a favorite list? Top 3 only?
I don't have a top 3.
Okay.
I just have one Spider-Man movie that I enjoy. It's the Into the
Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse.
That's a good one. All right, so I think I gave you guys a preview as far as what my picks were, so you guys already know. For me, in reverse order, so 3, 2, 1. 3 would probably be Spider-Man 2. And the reason why I like that is because I am a black suit Spider-Man guy. I totally dig the black suit Spider-Man, even though it does have negative effects on Peter Parker himself. I love the way they depicted that as well. You know, like how he started to get a little extreme. And on top of that, the dance sequence in there was absolutely stellar. Toby, you guys remember that?
I do not remember.
What? They even have
Nope.
they even make a joke about it in Into the Spider-Verse. He's like, we don't talk about that much, you know. And then they show Spider-Man doing the dance. Oh man, yeah. So Spider-Man 2 again. That's the one where he actually gets the black suit, and I love black suit Spider-Man. So that's my third. Far From Home. I love the storyline. I love the way they developed Mysterio, and also I love like the hints, the thought provoking part of it, where you know they start to touch on the multiverse, right? Because I mean, that's actually going to have some tie-ins with the new Doctor Strange movie that's going to come out eventually, right? Because they're going to be talking about the multiverse. So, and last but not least, speaking of the multiverse, my number one is, oddly enough, like CeeLo mentioned, I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, is Into the Spider-Verse. And I was talking with my oldest son earlier this evening at dinner, and I was telling him, like, I cannot be the way they used, to me, what I would call groundbreaking animation. And it, you know, I love that little dot kind of semi-pixelated look. I love the fact that they use that more realistic 3D type of graphicking, but also the way that they used, and so CeeLo hit it on the head, the way that they used the comic books, and it was more to kind of punctuate humor a lot of times. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it kind of really made the movie pop so much more using it that way. So I totally dug it. And it just amazing to me. And that was the only one out of all these movies that actually won some kind of award, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even...
I don't think a single Spider-Man has won an award.
Yeah, just that one. Just that one. So, and on top of that, it has a dope soundtrack. You know, the music in there was so good. So good. Spoiler alert, CeeLo, I had no idea they were working on a sequel. Bronson, did you know there was a sequel to Into the Spider-Verse coming out?
I had no idea because for one, I didn't watch the movie at all.
Wow.
You didn't watch it?
Sorry.
Are you?
Fail on my behalf.
No, it's fine.
So I don't know if they're like
you gotta
I don't know if
watch
they're in
it.
production or not, but I know they're supposed to be starting to develop one. There's a lot of speculation based on what characters are going to stick around, like Spider-Gwen, and even if she'll have her own spin-off. But
she was a pretty dope character.
The goal is for Sony to make a new one.
Yeah, Spider-Gwen was an absolute cool character. The way they brought her to life was fantastic. I could even watch another Peter B. Parker as long as he doesn't take himself too seriously. Like, I love the casting for the guy from New Girls. What's his name? What's the guy's name? The guy from New Girl?
I don't remember his name.
The one who does the voice? Yes. Yeah, so I think that was a terrific cast. He has a great voice, especially for that Peter Parker, Peter B. Parker, right? So I'd love to see a spin-off of Spider-Gwen. She was fantastic. But, all right. So, and you know what? Real quick, guys. I just want to know who of all those ones, and we could even talk about the animated voice actors, if you will, but who was your favorite Spider-Man out of all of them? Out of all of them.
Nate.
I'll go with Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay. CeeLo.
Yeah.
I agree. I think he's the best portrayal at least from what I got from the comic books and even the old cartoons.
Okay. Honey, do you have a babe?
I don't.
Okay. For me, I would have to agree that it is Tom Holland as well. And you know what? I feel like it's just because he portrays that innocence slash naivety slash he looks the part. Like he looks like he's right in between that teen adult age, right? So even though, how old is he? He's older than he looks, right?
Yeah, isn't like
his 20s or something?
Yeah, mid-20s or something.
Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely, they portray him as a high school kid and he looks the part, yet he's well older than that part. So I mean, yeah, an absolute great cast, and I don't know if it's because Marvel Studios chose him or what, but he's absolutely fantastic at portraying Spider-Man. I hope it doesn't change for a long time. But let's move on. Speaking of the multiverse, I wanted to talk about how just a few days ago it was announced over Twitter that the director for the sequel to what is that, Doctor Strange, and I believe it's called the Multiverse of Madness. They have a new director, and it is now is Sam Raimi. It used to be Scott Derrickson, but he stepped down due to what they call creative differences. He's still part of the project. I believe he's now just the executive director. But now Sam Raimi is the one who kind of calls the shots. Sam Raimi, just so you guys know, has also done Spider-Man 2.
He's the guy that made he's the one that made The Grudge too, right?
Yes.
The Thriller movies.
Yes, exactly. So it's not
he
like
made The Grudge. Well, that's what I know him for.
Right, he did. And so this is the thing. And I talked about it, and I'm not sure if you guys were on this podcast with me or not when I did talk about it, but Multiverse of Madness is actually supposed to be the first ever Marvel Universe scary movie or horror film.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you guys know that?
Oh.
Yeah, I know they've been butting heads with Derrickson for a while, because I think, based on his, he also did, like, Exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister.
Right.
So he does, like really scary, or supposedly, like, really scary movies. Sam Raimi did, like, Evil Dead 2 and Drag Me to Hell and something on Quibi, whatever it's called now. I think Derrickson probably wanted to go a little bit darker than Marvel wanted.
Really?
That's just a hunch I had, plus some stuff I was reading.
Well, that Emily Rose was pretty dark. Honey, you know Emily Rose, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, what's awesome and what has me excited about Doctor Strange 2 is it's actually supposed to be the movie in which he is teaching Scarlet Witch how to harness her powers. That's what I've heard that it was supposed to be kind of portraying in that movie. See, did you hear anything like that?
I don't doubt it. It sounds like that is the most logical direction they could go. Uh-huh. I also think we'll see our first kind of Easter egg for Blade in here too.
Hey, makes sense.
Out of the Marvel characters that we have,
yeah,
those are the two that would cross over.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. And it has that, I mean, it's within that genre, right? Like, Blade is not too far away from horror. I mean, there's horror movies, and then it turns to black vampires. I feel like you can't get much more horrific than that. Or at least not in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, so sweet. So now that we've kind of traversed our way through Marvel, let's go back to what we know, guys. This we've been doing a good job of detailing and reviewing Star Wars: The Clone Wars final season, season 7. We are currently up to episode 9. And CeeLo, what is the name of this episode?
They went back to your fortune cookie titles, Old Friends Not Forgotten.
Yeah, so yes, absolutely. It was. This feels more like a Joy Luck Club kind of title, but whatever. But either way, it's funny that you mentioned that, CeeLo, because and Bronson, I don't know if you noticed, but like I talked to CeeLo about this. They actually went away from doing that adage in the beginning of the show. As a matter of fact, the entire opening was completely different. They shifted it, and I'm certain it's because they tune into the Murphy Street podcast every day or every Monday, and they heard me griping about it. So they were like, you know what, we're just going to scratch all of it. It's not happening anymore. So let's see, episode 9. CeeLo, you want to kind of give us a walkthrough of what happens?
I love this episode. I think the title does not do it justice, but that new intro did.
At all, yeah. It's like this. It's like a hot girl being named Olga, right? Like it's just like, ooh, your name just doesn't do you any justice. Mm-hmm. But anyway, walk us through, CeeLo.
I think it was great for this episode. This was the strongest episode I think of this season, and probably a lot of other seasons.
Absolutely,
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
The opening was just straight to the action, which was great. It kind of just set the scene for what was going to happen without going into all of the details. Anakin came out to save the day.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much a big lead into Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
which I loved because everyone was waiting for that tie-in to Revenge of the Sith, and this was kind of that tie-in, the beginning of the tie-in.
Mm-hmm. It was absolutely good. So, Bronson, you are fresh off watching that, right? Like you just watched it a little bit before we started taping this podcast, right?
Yeah, it was a dope episode, I gotta say. I mean, it went, like Silo said, it went straight from action to action. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't boring as I thought it would be.
Absolutely.
It was pretty good.
it was good at keeping your attention. So let me ask you, Bronson, and we'll go down the line. I'll ask CeeLo next, and then I'll follow up with mine. But what was your favorite part?
I like the battle between the Mandalorians at the end. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely. That was so dope. Now, CeeLo, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that Gar Saxon?
It was, with the most badass helmet in the entire Star Wars universe.
Yes, yeah, that was Gar Saxon. Now the other Mandalorian, the green and yellow, who was that? That wasn't Jodocast, was it?
I can't think of that scene with that character in there. There were a bunch of I don't know if you would call them Easter eggs, but a lot of references to other characters and other shows, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Ursa Wren was named. There was a female Mandalorian too, who also looked like Sabine from Rebels.
I saw that.
Ursa is Sabine's mom, and they were referencing a whole bunch. I'm sure I didn't catch all of the Mandalorians who were in there, but Bo-Katan was the main one, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure there's a handful more.
Nice. Yeah. So, okay. Now, CeeLo, what was your favorite part of the episode?
My favorite part, and it's probably not because of the scene itself, but just that scene where Ahsoka is kind of going through that underworld with the clone troopers, and you can obviously see they're walking into a trap.
Uh-huh.
And while this is happening, it's kind of simultaneously leading into Order 66.
Right.
So it's kind of mirroring that. You see them walking into this lost cause that's pretty much into a trap, really. And I thought that kind of mirroring there was very well done in this episode.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, so I'm just going to indulge the id, if you will, because my favorite part of this episode was the beginning battle when Anakin comes out and he starts just like, being a little extra cocky, right? And then he goes like, "Hey guys, I surrender." And all he's trying to do is draw out the that one droid that kind of calls the shots. And once he sees him, he's like, "There you are." And he like force snatches him and cuts his head off. And then after that, you see something that you've never seen the clones do. They all jump off and they all start attacking with their jetpacks, almost like Mandalorians. And I was like, wow, this is so dope. This was so dope. And that's why, again, like you guys said, action from beginning to end. And on top of that, of course, I'm a Darth Maul guy. If you have Darth Maul in the episode, I am instantly going to watch from start to finish until I see him and understand his presence. It was dope, and I love the way he came in. He was like, "You're not Kenobi. Why are you here?" It was so dope. I mean, it sucks because it ended right there, right? It's just like, ugh, it just got to where I wanted it. But, I mean, that's fantastic. I thought it was probably one of the best episodes throughout all 7 seasons. I need to go back, I guess, and watch the other 6 seasons before just to get a refresher. But I have seen them, and there's nothing that I don't think struck me as profoundly as, like, from start to finish, a great episode like this one was. Bronson, what about you? How do you feel about this episode, man? Anything extra that really, like, had you like, okay, yeah, now we're starting to get good?
Oh, I mean, like, when Sheila mentioned about the scene with, what's her name, going through that dark tunnel, it kind of gave me, like, Mandalorian vibes.
Yes, exactly.
Like, it was a trap, and it was a setup, I like that aspect of the show. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, and that's how great it is.
I mean, the overall battle, like, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, the one that you talked about earlier with the Mandalorians, right? Yeah, absolutely. No, and that's, I was just going to say, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but like CeeLo said, the way, like, the way that paralleled or kind of segued into Order 66, and it also, like you mentioned, paralleled that feeling of from the Mandalorian. It's amazing because now we can feel ourselves kind of tearing off into the movie side, and also now Disney Plus television side, and it's so. I'm excited to see those connections really like interlock and see how comfortable that transition is between the two. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
Because this is going to be kind of a groundbreaking
there was so much
thing.
in this episode; it was fantastic.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It was like that expression, trying to drink water from a fire hose, but like if the fire hose was shooting like chocolate milk. You know what I mean? Like it's like the great chocolate milk. You know, like Yoo-hoo. If it was shooting Yoo-hoo, we all love Yoo-hoo. Everybody, you guys love Yoo-hoo, right? Why is it so silent?
Yeah.
What? Nesquik. What's wrong with you guys? You guys don't like some good chocolate drink?
Nah, I don't drink chocolate milk or anything.
Oh, well, again, Yoo-hoo is chocolate drink. It actually says it on the bottle.
Yeah.
It's chocolate drink. Don't know what that means. Don't know if there's any real chocolate in there, but at least it's chocolate flavored drink. But all right, guys. So we have progressed and made our way to my favorite segment, Bronson's favorite segment. CeeLo, are we liking this segment yet?
I'm getting used to it.
All right. Well, that's not a like, but it's fine. You know, I'm sure my wife wouldn't be happy if I said, "Honey, I don't necessarily like you, but I'm getting used to you." So we're gonna work on CeeLo liking it. Bronson, why don't you start us off, Bronson? We want to know what's on my table. We want to know what you have on your table. And don't say smoothie. I will hang up on you right now.
Oh, that's done already. But anyways, what I have on my table, I just purchased this on Friday. Got it from Walmart. It's a Transformers Soundwave. It's the Studio Series Soundwave. So it's the one that you see in the movie. It's the one of him as the Mercedes.
Yeah. Wow.
And Soundwave is my all-time favorite Transformer Decepticon. So
because you like those sick beats.
Pretty dope.
Why is Soundwave your favorite?
Because he's the most dopest looking Transformer. I mean,
I'll take it.
Cassette and
I agree. No,
his
I
voice
agree.
in the show. I mean,
You're right.
His accessories, his weapons, all of that.
Yeah. See, that is a great defense.
And not to mention the Decepticon's logo is based off of Soundwave himself. So.
Right. And you can see it. Like, if you look at him, you're like, oh, yeah, that sure does look like him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. And so you just picked that up today?
Yeah, this is what I have on my table.
Bronze, you just picked that up today?
I picked it up on Friday. I actually went in for Essentials initially, but then I saw Savi and I'm like, I gotta get it. It was the only one.
Way to give the disclaimer first. Yeah,
I
went in for Essentials. I went in for Essentials, but came out with my Transformers. No, that's awesome. It's totally awesome. I am afflicted with the same thing. You already know. Cool. Well, let me ask you, how much did your Soundwave cost?
It was $22.
Dang, I guarantee that's a good
deal.
You would buy that. You would pay $22 for that any day of the week, right?
Oh, any day.
Any day. Nice. Yeah. So it's a deal. We'll take it. I like it. You know what? Why don't I go next and we'll let CeeLo end it, or do you want to go next, CeeLo?
Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll go next. I actually have, and it's funny because I went to my mom's house. We went over, had some dinner. And my son was kind of reorganizing the room where I still have a lot of my my Star Wars stuff, and from when I started collecting really heavily the Black Series. So I found he actually had this on the side like it was absolutely worthless, and I was like, ho. So I brought it home, and I thought, okay, this would be a great time for me to share these. And you know what's funny is after me, just so you know, Hiilani will go because she has something on the table as well. But I have one of the first 4-packs that I remember ever seeing, and if you're on my IG Live, I think that's you, CeeLo. I'm holding it up to the IG Live right now. Can you see it?
Yep.
So, Bronze, it's the Entertainment Earth 4-pack with the Sand Trooper Sergeant, the Crimson Stormtrooper, Stormtrooper Rogue, the Lieutenant Oxixo, and R2Q5. You remember that one, Bronze?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Crimson Stormtrooper is actually all red. The Sand Trooper Sergeant is what they would call a white pauldron. And Lieutenant Oxixo, I don't know if he's actually from the what was that, Battlefront 2? I'm not sure where he's from. And R2Q5 is actually like a black R2 unit, so it's really dope. It's a cool little set, honey. You want to take that closer so CeeLo can get a good look at it? And try and hold it from the bottom, yeah. Don't. But I don't know what it's really. I mean, I like the prices for these things kind of vary. Like they ebb and they flow, right? They get high, they get super valuable, and then nobody cares about them, and you can get it for like $40. But the last I saw this particular set, someone paid about $250 for it. So I mean,
serious?
Yeah. But you know what's funny is I got it when it was going down, so I got it for like $35.
Sweet.
Yeah,
wow.
I got it for $35. Yeah, exactly. So that's what's on my table. But I also have some other things on my table that Ilani is actually going to take us through. What do you have, honey?
So we have 2 awesome face masks by Three Little Pineapples.
Three Little Pineapples.
Yep, that's our fellow cast member Kim Bellinger's.
That's her line that she does.
Yeah,
she does all kinds
her
of fashion
line.
stuff for kids, I believe, and stuff like that. So, CeeLo, take a look. Take a look at my Star Wars masks. And I'm going to be corona-free and styling because I got comic book covers too. What? Killing it. All right, so that is what's on my table. CeeLo, close us out.
All right, so they're still up on my wall, but I have 2 lightsabers that I got with my wife out at Galaxy's.
CeeLo? Bronson. Did he get so excited that he hung up?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, so
They're still
what's...
on.
CeeLo? Maybe you muted us, CeeLo.
You know what it is. Wait, hold on. I think... No, it should still be going.
CeeLo.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, there you are. Yeah. CeeLo?
Yeah, I don't know how much you heard.
You got to the beginning and it just absolutely cut off. You were like, that me and my wife got at... Boop. So, start all over again. Excite us again, good man.
All right, so I have my... so we got the 2 Galaxy's Edge lightsabers. We actually did the whole experience at Galaxy's Edge to get the lightsabers. Originally, I was just going to get 1, but I convinced her to come with me so we could mount 2 on the wall. So she grabbed the power hilted lightsaber with the red blade, and then I got the natural hilted lightsaber with the leather and metal with the purple blade.
So let me ask you, CeeLo, just really quick before you continue: do you still trust your wife completely now that you know she's a red blade kind of girl?
I kind of knew it going into it. As soon as she said power, I was not surprised.
I knew it. Oh, that's fantastic. I love it, CeeLo. Sorry, go ahead. Continue. I love it.
It was a lot of money to do the experience. It was fun. Would I go through the experience again? Probably not, but I would like to add to my collection of their replica sabers that they have at Galaxy's Edge.
Right, they're called the Legacy lightsabers.
The Ahsoka Tano dual sabers in a case that were pretty badass.
Yes.
But yeah, I have 2 right now, and hopefully that number will go up.
And so,
can I say this though?
Yeah, go ahead.
With this whole quarantine thing, I would hope Disney is manufacturing more black the kyber crystals.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, because, do you wanted a black one? That's why, Bronze?
I do want that rare kyber crystal.
Well, would you still want it if it wasn't rare?
What's that?
Would you still want the black kyber crystal if it wasn't rare?
If it was, yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, cool. Yeah. No. And so, yes, hopefully they are manufacturing. I highly doubt it if they understand the way that collectors work. That would be a dumb move on their behalf, but who knows? Maybe like as as a thank you for returning kind of thing, maybe token of good faith, they would kind of burst out the gates and have just like an influx of black kyber crystals and then go back to choking off the supply. So, CeeLo, you're talking about the experience at Savi's workshop, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us kind of how it goes? I mean, I've never had the opportunity to go inside, so why don't you kind of walk us through what it was like? Because we don't all have $200 to drop, or $400 if I bring my wife, to drop on making lightsabers to hang on our wall.
That is what credit cards are for, my friend. No,
oh, yes. Yes.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's short. I guess it was kind of everything I guess they could have done. It's probably like a 15 to 20 minute experience, and you're kind of guided by an MC host, or in this case, you are guided by someone from the Rebellion, if you will, who gathers you to join the Rebellion. And in this case, because they need so much help, they're allowing everybody to kind of make a lightsaber or something like that. And you really get to piece together most of your lightsaber. Like, for example, for the power sabered hilt, there's probably about like 6 or maybe like 4 or 5 different pieces, and each one of those pieces you have another 3 or 4 options for it. So you get to customize it pretty well, as well as selecting whichever kyber crystal color kind of calls to you. Again, I went with the Mace Windu purple.
Yeah, sure. Or
I went with the deep red.
The deep red. There was no shakiness in the trust after that. Like, you didn't just like raise an eyebrow at her at least. Like, I know it.
She's raising her eyebrows at me right now.
Yeah. Sorry, Britt. I was just joking. It's all in fun, Jimmy.
Hi, Britt.
Elani's like, hi, Britt. I would have done red too. Don't worry about it. Double-sided red lightsaber.
But yeah, so after designing my 2, I think from now on I'll probably stick to the
legacies.
The replicas.
Well, and so I will say this, like, having been a collector of lightsabers, I have, how many lightsabers, Force Effects lightsabers do I have in my collection? Like 6?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think I have about 6 Force Effects lightsabers myself. They all retailed somewhere between $125 and like the double-bladed Darth Maul one was like $250 or something like that. I obviously would not have and did not pay any of those prices for any of those pieces. But the great thing is at Galaxy's Edge, what I have noticed is pretty much the standard rate for a lightsaber, like one of the legacy lightsabers, is about $125 and $135. Anywhere between $125 and $135. Yeah. I believe you get a 10% media discount if you're a cast member. Does that sound about right, CeeLo?
I don't know. When I was there, I guess because when I went, it was still relatively new. There was no discount whatsoever.
Yeah. That was early on, and then I believe they after that kind of lifted that no discount, and I think now it's the media discount, which is 10.
Oh, okay, I'd take that.
Yeah, I know.
Is there much of a difference between those sabers and the Black Series sabers?
So there is not much of a difference, except for the fact that you can change the heads. The heads on the legacy lightsabers, there's one that's just for display, and then there's one that you can actually fit the lightsaber, the tip in. For when you want to put the tip in. And the tips vary from, I believe it was like 26 or something like, maybe 26 to 32 inches in length. So you can have a shorter one if you'd like. Like, let's say if you purchase Yoda's lightsaber, you want to be a little more accurate, you get the shorter lightsaber tube. But the cool thing is, I'll say this, I think one of the things I definitely would like to get, whether I do or do not get or go into Savi's workshop, is the lightsaber carrying case that comes with it. How is that thing just as beautiful as it looks to me, CeeLo? Because I see people walking around the park with it, and I'm not gonna lie, CeeLo, I'm like just a couple impulses away from actually like sweeping the leg and running out of the park with their lightsaber.
It was nice. I got the standard one that they give you when you build your lightsaber. Right? I liked that one because it was padded and mine had to be shipped to Hawaii. So I didn't buy the nice one that they had, but it looks pretty nice. Everything in Savi's workshop, I'm not even sure the name of that actual store that has all the replicas and legacy sabers and everything. But everything there is, I have to say, it seems like very, very high quality products.
Yeah,
from what I could tell.
No, it is absolutely. It's very well done. I think it sucks that that Galaxy's Edge hasn't had that great of a review so far, but I can tell you that if you go there to purchase items, their stuff is fantastic. All the things that they have there are very well made. They're very high quality, and you won't be disappointed. But having said that, we will wrap the show up at this time. So please feel free to follow us on Instagram. Bronson, you want to tell them where they can follow you at?
Yeah, you can follow me at nosmart_toybox. That's NOSMORV_toybox. TOYBOX.
And that's his hobby page. CeeLo, every lady's main hobby. CeeLo?
Hello?
CeeLo.
All right, it cut off.
Okay, yeah, you're really screwing up my vibe right now, but it's fine. Go.
You can find me at Chris C_LO.
Lovely. And you can follow me at MURPHYSTREET808 Murphy Street 808. You can follow us on Spreaker at the Murphy Street Podcast. Also, follow us on Apple Podcasts. Other than that, we will see you guys on the other side of next week. Don't forget your slippers. Take care, shelter in place, and aloha.
Aloha.